Hi ladies, how are you? I was going to try to do like a real walkthrough video for the snowman craft. But you'll see my table in a minute. I'm kind of running out of time. So I'm going to explain to you the snowman craft. It's very similar to the elf craft. So for tomorrow, everybody gets to make one of these paper crafts. And then they get to choose either a pop bottle craft or a candle craft, one or the other, not both. So I'm just going to pause it, turn it around, and show you. As you can see, I've spent the last 2 days prepping everything. So I've shown you the elf craft. So for tomorrow, for the elf or snowmen, the pom-poms will be in here. So I have a whole pom-pom bin. As the kids are doing the crafts, help them to keep trying to put things back together. You try to put things back together. So just let them pick out one. I have all the rubber bands together. I have a bag with all the mitts. I have a bag with the ears. So if they're doing the elf, once they pick their face color, you can see I've cut all the faces here. Once they pick a face color, find them the matching ears. So give them 2 ears and give them 4 gloves right away so they have the supplies in front of them. When it comes to eyes for the snowmen or the elves, we have the little eyes. I have a little bag in here with, this can be buttons for the elf or snowman, buttons for the elf or snowman, buttons for the elf and snowman, and today when I was out, I found red and green ones. So I will put these in a baggie. So again, so if they're doing buttons, this guy had pom-pom buttons. Did you see one of his pom-poms came off? So when it comes to the snowmen, when it comes to decorating, usually we just draw on the eyes and mouth. For most of them, that's what you'll see. This one Sophia made. She made rainbow eyes. And she drew on the nose too, and the buttons. She wanted to draw everything on. This one you'll notice, I'll keep it as a sample. It's got cotton balls, because originally I did the craft with cotton balls, but then I found fiberfill looks so much better. So here is another sample of a snowman. This one again was one of the original samples. And here is another one. This one is got the black buttons for his buttons, the black gems, and then his face is drawn on with a pom-pom nose and a scarf. So you'll see here when it comes to the elephant snowman craft, I've pre-cut all the felt you're going to need for the hat. I have a hat pattern. So you can give one of the kids a pattern. They draw the hat pattern on. These are all the pre-cut legs for, the pre-cut arms for the elves. I have all the different color of electrical tape here. For when it comes to the ornaments or tying up the candles, I've already got pre-cut ribbons. When you're pulling them out, just kind of hold on to the whole bundle and then pull one of these out at a time. If you're holding the bundle here and just pulling one out at a time, the bundle will stay together. It'll stay much neater and cleaner. So you can, don't let people go through this themselves. You ask them when they have the ornament, oh, what color would you like? You take it out. If it's an ornament, these are a little bit long to do hangers, you can see. But you do need the length if you're tying a bow onto a set of candles. So if you're making the paper ornaments here, just trim the ribbon a little bit. Trim the ribbon a little bit. You can stick it on the back of the ornament, and then they can go ahead and glue the back. I have the thing of stickers. I'll have a second basket so some of them can come out. These are all the double-sided tapes. All the glue sticks, glue dots are going to be in here, or these are glue dots. Permanent markers for drawing on the pop bottles. Glue sticks for the ornaments. Regular markers for decorating the back of the paper ornaments. So everything's pretty much done. I have tape for taping the faces onto the elf. And then these are, one of these have all silver, and the other one has all the gold. So when you take them out, you ask them to start, would you like a gold or silver? You hand them one of the doilies and they can decorate it. Make sure they're not sticking together because they're kind of sticky. It's easy to accidentally get 2 doilies in one. So for the snowman, what I have is, instead of using cotton balls, you're going to start with an empty bottle. You're going to take fiberfill. I have the fiberfill over here. And the cotton balls, you might need to use 2 cotton balls all the time for the top of the elf thing, because I went to Dollarama and bought them and they're too cheap. They really fall apart easy. So this is the fiberfill. So fiberfill really expands when you start to pull it out. So just let them pull out a little bit at a time. Got 3 bags. So just going to pull out a little bit, and it gets light and fluffy. So they don't have to pack it in tight. So we got this light and fluffy. You can almost even use this for the top of the elf thing because it's light and fluffy. So when you get to the bottle, here we have a bottle here. They can just poke it in with their fingers. And poke, 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 poke. I'm trying to hold the camera and do this. And I'm left-handed and I'm holding the camera with the left hand. And they can just, pop it like this. If they need to start to stuff, some of it gets like little air gaps. I bought 4 of these because they're small enough to kind of, dab down the cotton a little bit more. And there's no sharp edges, so it's safe, fits into the bottle. And they got a silicone lid, so we're not doing, always have to think about safety with these things too. So once the snowman is full, you're going to twist his cap back on. And then you're going to rip off or cut off several pieces of black electrical tape. So you're going to go across like an X, and then cut 2 more pieces, and then go across like an X again. So you see these little pieces here was part of the first X. So you're going to go across like an X and then do an X on the empty spots so that the cap is completely covered. Just do them long enough to come down like over the red thing. This is the felt hat. So you're going to take, I have a chalk marker. So they're going to take the chalk marker, cut the pattern. Once the pattern is cut, you just have to cut ridges in it so it goes over the head. So if they're younger, you might have to help them. See if I can balance my thing. So let me just try to do this for you. Balance this somehow. There we go. So see, this is my piece of felt. Let's pretend it was already cut into a circle. I'm going to cheat. If you fold it in 4, you can make a really quick circle. I know all these cheat moves. Alright, so now we'll pretend this is the hat. That's maybe more of a clover than a circle. So fold the circle in half and just do a few, trying to line this up in the camera, a few cuts like this. And then, oops, I didn't go right. Then you can see, you'll be able to push this over the bottle cap. This is what I did. I just push it over the bottle cap. See? And you're just going to push this part down over the ridge. And then these little flanges will be sticking up, right? This was the pop bottle here. So you're just going to cut pieces of the black tape, and you're going to tape, like kind of tape it on. So you tape it on and up to here. Afterwards, on this one, Christina went back and put a piece of white electrical tape to make it look like he has a fancy ribbon on his hat. And then she put an actual ribbon on top of that one. but it's actually, you're just going to tape the edge so it all looks black. If they want to put a strip of another color electrical tape here, whether white, green, red, they can do that. Once he's stuffed like this, got the hat done, then you can draw on the face, draw on the eyes and mouth. You could use googly eyes if you want, but I think he looks better if you just draw with the black marker. And then this is electrical tape. So you can use any color. We've got red, blue, green, and yellow. So you just cut 2 little pieces and have them put the tape right here. You'll feel this is the ridge, where the pop bottle has that ridge. Once you get the 2 little pieces, you're going to cut a long piece and wrap it over the top of this ridge. You can see in the light kind of the ridge. So that makes his scarf. And then this was a pom-pom that fell off. I'm just going to move this one up. So after you got the scarf on, they can use pom-poms for buttons, or we have all those gems I've found for buttons, or actually little stick-on buttons. If you want to use a pom-pom nose or pom-pom buttons, I'm going to show you actually the tape. Where did I put it? I thought I had it ready for you. Hold on one second. Okay, I just wanted to get it for you. So I have the strips that have the glue sticks, or I have these. So if you're using these, just lift this off a bit. It's the clear plastic. Sometimes the sticky dot will stick to the clear plastic. Sometimes it'll stick to the part underneath it. Okay, now it's sticking to the clear plastic. I don't know if you can see it. This is a big pom-pom that she wanted. So I'm going to put 2. So I'm going to just push it on here. When I lift it up carefully, see the glue stick is on, the glue dot's on there. I'm just going to put another one right next to it, half overlapping it. So I don't know if you can see this, but it's got those glue dots on there. I'll try to keep things as easy as I can. And we're going to just take his nose and just give it a good squish. Squish, 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 squish. Squish, 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 squish. Then there you go. He's super cute. And then I could put another pom-pom, or I like the idea of the pom-pom nose and just putting, you know, the black or silver or button gems, like those stick-on gems, or for the buttons. I think that they stay on better. But if the kid really wants pom-poms, you can let them use pom-poms. But I recommend maybe just the pom-pom for the nose and just some of the stick-on buttons there. Or like here's Sophia's again. She just colored everything on. And she made a pom-pom necklace for her scarf. Like a necklace, I guess. Alright, then the only other thing to show you is the candles. So everyone makes an ornament. After the ornament, they can choose either a pop bottle or a candle. So I'll show you the candle here. Again, I have no one to help me record this. So you'll see the wax in the basket. Everything's always pre-cut for my jobs. So everything's pre-cut and stacked. So you'll see a set of triangles and pre-cut wick. So each of the long sides here is going to be a bottom of a tree. So we will start with this one. Move this one out of the way. So if you girls can get there early, I will help show and demonstrate this for you. So this is beeswax. I don't know if either of you've worked with beeswax, but you're just going to start it with the wick at the bottom. Just remember, this is the bottom of our tree. And this is this part here. And to start it, you're just going to want to pinch. Just kind of roll over and gently kind of pinch in this wick to get it started. So I'm going to just go pinch this in, and then I will show you. Okay, so now I pinched it in, and I'm hoping you guys can see. So once you get the wick, the basic wick pinched in, I'm going to slightly roll it with my fingertips. Now this length here, the bottom, this is what you want to keep even. You want to just kind of roll it slowly with your fingertips. Nice firm pressure. Don't go too fast. If you roll it too loose, it'll just fall apart. If you roll it too hard, it just squishes into a big ball and cracks. So it's starting to crack a little bit here. Not sure why. Just nice and slow. Again, trying to keep this end even. The further down the tree you get, the faster obviously it's going to go because you have less wick. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing here. Trying to turn it as best as I can so you can see it. So I'm keeping my finger here. I kind of want this even. As you get further down, you can almost even pick it up and, well, I guess because you're working with kids, let's just keep it down. Now the nice thing about the beeswax candles like this is if you make a little bit of a mistake, you can kind of unroll it a little bit. If you didn't ratchet down too hard. And then just re-roll it so that bottom is nice and even. Again, you don't want it too quick and soft. Otherwise your tree is just going to unroll and fall apart. So you want it nice and steady and firm. But you don't want to push so hard you're like cracking the wax and breaking it. I'm just down this last little bit. So I'm just going to kind of wrap it around with my fingers. I'm trying to do this with my phone, just kind of balance. And once you get it all the way in, just use your fingers a little bit. Just hold it there and press in along the bottom part here. This bottom part of the seam here, I'll do it like this, if you can kind of, just pressing this in. Because that's going to hold it, so it kind of fuses right in, so that'll hold it together. So now we have one half of the tree. We're going to take this part. We're going to take our other piece of wax here. Again, the long straight bottom here is going to be the bottom of the tree. So we have the top of the wick coming out off of this one. See, the top of it here was a little bit crumbly, so I'm just kind of pushing my fingers, push it together. So this is going to be the bottom, right? The long flat part is the bottom. So I want the wick coming down so that it's going down through the top of this tree. I will see if I can try to do this so you guys can see me doing this half. So again, I'm going to start by just pinching it in. This part is where usually if the kids are going to need help, they need help. Because you're just kind of like literally folding over that top, kind of pinching it in. So that's why I work up and down, up and down, up and down, pinching it in. And this is the top. So the other tree is just kind of attached to the top of this one. So when I'm rolling it, this one will just kind of come along for the ride. Now again, I'm just using my fingertips, gentle pressure, twisting it again between my fingers and my thumb. You just let the kids take their time with this. Like, it seems pretty easy, but I've been rolling candles. See, as I get further in, I'm just kind of rolling it. And again, always watching this side because it's really easy to get this to not be flat. Like, you just have to roll it a little bit crooked, and before you know it, you have this weird shape. That is not a Christmas tree. I'm trying to turn it so you guys can see it as I roll it. I had a, see, remember I said you can unroll it and re-roll it? I didn't like the way it was going. It was not quite even. Just unroll it, roll it there. And we're almost done. Trying to turn so you can see. Again, I'm just near the end here. I'm going to take this. get it with my fingers. This one you can see is a little bit off on the bottom. I'm just taking my thumb to kind of push that a little bit. If you could see that there's like a little bit of a bump. I'm just, again, using my fingers just to flatten that in, so it's not gonna, well, it's not gonna come undone. Now, we have our pretty Christmas trees. So these are really lovely. They're about 4 inches tall. We take a ribbon, any one of the ribbons, those curling ribbons that I pre-cut. And I'll show you what I mean. I'm holding it here, and then I'm just pulling one off the top, so the rest of them stay stuck together. And I will be there tomorrow to help. Like, I'm not leaving you guys. Now again, I'm trying to do, and you just tie a bow. Once you like the bow, if the ribbon ends are too long, you can trim the ends. But now they have a Christmas ornament that they can actually hang on the tree for Christmas time. And then when Christmas is over, they can just trim the wicks and they can actually burn these as real beeswax candles. So everyone does a paper ornament. And then after that, they can either choose a pop bottle craft or a beeswax craft. If the parents want to help the kids with this, usually they're great and want to help the kids with it, that's fine. But I thought I had enough pop bottles because I had these bags of them. And then when I went to count them the other day, I only had about 85, 90, and I needed up to 139 crafts. So I got some beeswax to fill it in. So they can choose either or. One of these or the elf, and then a paper craft. If you have any questions after watching the videos, just let me know. Thanks.